All right, so before we can talk about what the lab is going to do to try to validate a sample or to try to catch people cheating, we have to figure out the different ways that people try to cheat. And really there's three different ways, from least likely to most likely to actually beat a drug test. So in my opinion, the one that is least likely to actually pass as a valid sample for you not to get caught cheating is alteration. Alteration really is like a Hail Mary kind of shot scenario. It hardly ever works, and that just means that you're trying to add something to the sample and before you give it to the collector, and then they send it off to the lab. And people use all kinds of things. They try to use dish soap, eye drops, all different kinds of things that they maybe read about on the internet. I don't know where they get these ideas, but they get these ideas that if they add certain things to their sample, then it's going to mask or cover up a certain drug, and then the lab is not going to be able to detect for it. Unfortunately, that is not the case, and there are checks in place. Just a couple of the ways that the lab is going to try to check to see if you've altered your sample is, one, they will look at the creatinine levels, and these need to be correct for a human sample. They will also look at the pH, so sometimes something that you add to a sample might either raise or lower the pH. The pH needs to be in the right range as well. They might check for oxidants or nitrates that have been added to the sample. So there are a number of different ways that the lab is going to be able to detect if the sample has been altered. And in my opinion, the next most likely method to beat a drug test will be dilution. So basically all this means is that before you go in and give your sample, you drink tons and tons of water, hopefully to dilute your urine enough to where the concentration of whatever drug you are concerned about is low enough not to trigger a positive result. So you're not really doing anything nefarious when you're in giving your sample. You've kind of done all the work, the prep work beforehand. This will not necessarily cause you to fail or cause a positive result, which again is why I think that is the second most likely technique to beat a drug test. We are going to be checking for this, so the lab is going to be checking to see if your sample is too dilute, and if it is too dilute, it will not be a valid sample. So basically what we're going to check for is the specific gravity, and the specific gravity of urine is at a particular level, and if you are off that level, if it's significantly too dilute, then we're going to know that maybe you went through this process of dilution, or maybe you weren't doing it with the intent to try to beat the exam. Maybe you were just drinking a lot of water, and a lot of people do this. They just drink a lot of water because they know they've got to give a sample to try to prep their bodies. But either way, if the sample is too dilute, the lab's going to know about it, and it's going to be an invalid sample. Third on this list is substitution, and in my opinion, this is the most likely technique to actually pass as a valid sample and beat a drug test. And I've done a number of videos on synthetic urine and passing off synthetic urine as a real sample, because I think it is a massive problem, oversight with the drug testing procedures that use urinalysis. I won't again go through all of these reasons why I believe that. I'll leave another link to the video up here. And I will also mention that if you are somebody that is concerned with going in and testing positive for any particular drug, home testing is your best bet. Cheating on the test is not a good idea. There are serious consequences if you do cheat on a test. Just home test a number of times leading up to the test to make sure that you are clean. I will leave a link to my preferred home drug test in the description box below. Home testing is the #1 piece of advice I can give to you if you are concerned about passing a drug test. All right, so the issue with substituting either for a clean sample or for a synthetic sample is that they're making these samples so realistic that they match the pH, they match the specific gravity, there aren't any adulterants in the sample, and they very likely, and as a matter of fact, I have done this experiment myself. I've gone in, switched a sample in a lab with a synthetic sample, and have passed all of the validity checks and got a negative result. So this is a serious problem. synthetic urine specifically because they make it so realistic now that it basically passes all of these checks. Now, with that being said, some labs are going to check more thoroughly, and there is certainly the possibility that synthetic urine can be caught as a fake sample. And in the future, this is basically an arms race. The manufacturers of synthetic urine try to make it as close to real urine as possible, and then the lab then puts in more checks in place, and then the synthetic urine company has to make even better samples, and so on and so forth.